Alright, so we're just going to look at replacing a refrigerator in your RV. And this is tab up, corresponds with these two terminals here. And I'm just going to move it over one spot because we had a little bit of an electrical surge that caused some damage. You see that that's arced there. It's probably going to be okay, but it's pretty easy. You just lift this, and you'll notice this black and white wire. Lift this next prong over, and it's going to correspond right there. And then we have our wires here. Black with the white stripe. Always test your wires to make sure what they actually are. This is the spot where the old refrigerator was. We attempted to replace some circuits and that didn't work, so we're replacing the entire refrigerator. This is a new model trailer, so I was lucky enough to find a dealership back east that had a refrigerator that wasn't released to the public yet, and we're going to put that in today. So we've made the measurements and it should fit. Let's go through this and have a few pointers. Now, I didn't film taking this out, but you open the refrigerator and on the inside there are 4 screws towards the front. If you take those out, that's what holds the refrigerator in. Then you bring it out and you'll have these wires here that are screwed into the back. You can mark them or pull the fuse, take them off, and test them when you're done, just to double check. Always double check. And now we're going to go through some tips and tricks that is probably obvious to most, but just hopefully to help you not make mistakes I've made in the past. You're going to want to do things like put a towel down, unscrew the refrigerator, pull it out to where it tips, enough to where you can teeter it back, and you should be able to gently set refrigerator on your towel, scoot it back, set it out from the hole without causing any damage. From there, excuse the dismantling of the rest, we're replacing some electronics. You can use a standard dolly, pick it up from the back, put a towel so that the slides on your dolly do not scratch your steps like I did the first time. So now we're putting a towel down. Maybe we won't tell the wife about that. All right. This is the refrigerator we are replacing it with. It is same size, kind of neat. It's one you can open from either side. It has the drawer. I was really lucky to find that. You can see the holes here on the side. That is the old refrigerator. And it's quite hot. Let's get to it. All right, so we'll give a quick test. We have the primary wire there. Little fuse in. And showing 15 volts. Now, if you notice the voltage and there's a minus in front of it, very important. It means that you have the polarity wrong. And by all means, test it. Flip this around and see if you get a negative. So that's just a quick, any kind of little voltmeter. Always double check your wires and your wiring. Okay, now with a little wrestling, got it in there. Actually set it on this crate and then pivot it up. So there's definitely something you can do by yourself. Don't make my mistake. Go in directly even so you don't wither up this edge here. It's a very tight fit. Always measure before you do this. Notice what your backing is going to be here, because these are the screws I was talking about. These holes here. And that's just how this particular refrigerator and a lot of things like this connect in. Okay. So we're going to mount this in and we'll be good from there. Okay, please let me know in the comments if this is something that you would do. I'm going to place a little bit of silicone on the screw right at the base of the hole, because this hole does go through the insulated portion of the refrigerator, and it will then poke through the metal on the outside of this refrigerator It's designed to do that. That's what you're supposed to do. But then you will have a hole. So you probably don't need to put silicone there. I'm just going to do it for good measure. And not too tight. Just running this flush here. We already tested the doors opening. And just a little bit of silicone around that screw. I'm not going to cover the head. You can always put maybe a decorative. Okay. Get that nice and clean. And then we'll move on to this side. Since this refrigerator opens from either side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to close the door, open it the other direction, and we'll hold this edge flush here, top and bottom, and hopefully that with cabinets are usually pretty flush, so hopefully that keeps it level and even, and that'll secure it in. All right, just to give you an idea what that looks like, I started the hole through after I have it lined up, and there's the caulking right there, or the silicone sealant. It's kind of the same difference, but this one's specifically kitchen and bath.